Back in the 90s, there was this one TV producer, Aaron Spelling, and his formula for primetime drama just seemed unstoppable. But what happens when a show that's supposed to be a guaranteed hit just isn't? Well, today, we are diving deep into the glamorous, chaotic, and way too brief world of a true television artifact, the 1994 primetime soap, Models, Inc. To really get a feel for what Models, Inc. was all about, you've just got to hear this review from back in 1994. People magazine totally nailed it, calling the show, and I quote, part underwear ad, part catfight, part lifestyles of the rich and famous, and part psycho ward. I mean, come on, that one line just perfectly captures the glossy, high-stakes drama that was this show's absolute signature. So, how does a show like this, with so much buzz around it, even get made? Well, it turns out it was born from the DNA of one of the biggest TV franchises of the entire decade. It was basically an heir to a primetime empire. That's right, Models, Inc. was actually the third series in that whole sprawling Beverly Hills 90210 universe. It was spun off directly from the absolute ratings giant Melrose Place, right at the peak of its popularity. The stage was perfectly set for another phenomenon.
And he just knew it had the right people behind it. It was created by Frank South and Charles Pratt Jr. and produced by the king of primetime television himself, the one and only Aaron Spelling. With that kind of creative firepower, everybody, the network, the press, the audience, we all believed this show was a guaranteed can't-miss hit.
Now, to build that bridge between the two shows, the creators came up with this really clever connection. The lead character for Models, Inc., Hilary Michaels, played by the amazing Linda Gray, was revealed to be the estranged mother of Melrose Place's legendary villain, Amanda Woodward. They even introduced Hilary on Melrose first, just to create this perfect, seamless handoff to the new series.
Okay, so the show had the right pedigree, but what was it really about? Let's meet the faces of Models, Inc., the super chic agency, where ambition and drama were always in fashion.
So the whole concept was pure 90s primetime gold. It tapped right into that supermodel craze of the era, think Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, and it promised us a peek into the cutthroat world behind all the glamour. The story followed the formidable Hilary Michaels and her whole stable of young models, mixing their professional drive with tons of personal drama. And of course, the cast was just built for maximum conflict. Each character fit perfectly into a classic soap opera archetype. You had Sarah, the innocent newcomer from the Midwest. Then there was Julie, the super ambitious and cynical model with a dark past. Carrie, the veteran model struggling to stay on top. And then, in a truly wild plot twist, you had Monique, a doppelganger of a model who'd been murdered. Seriously. With a cast like that, you just knew the storylines were going to be intense. And they were. The show packed what felt like a lifetime of drama into its single season, kicking the whole thing off with a shocking murder and, believe me, only escalating from there. The writers really leaned into that 90s trend of completely over-the-top soap opera drama. I mean, the storylines covered everything from stalking and substance abuse to blackmail, bulimia, kidnapping, even prostitution. For this show, absolutely nothing was off the table. The show's entire journey was just a total whirlwind. It premiered in June '94 with a huge whodunit murder mystery, but by the middle of the season, the ratings were already struggling, which forced the producers to throw a classic soap opera Hail Mary, bringing in a brand new villain to shake things up. And then, just like that, the show aired its final cliffhanger episode in March of 1995. So with the show kind of floundering, the producers fell back on a formula that they knew had worked, the one that made Melrose Place a smash hit. They brought in soap veteran Emma Samms as the deliciously evil Grayson Lowder, and they promoted her as the Heather Locklear of Models, Inc., hoping that this one powerful villain could somehow save the entire show. But, despite the pedigree, all the drama, and those mid-season shakeups, the show's time in the spotlight was destined to be very, very brief. The expectation could not have been clearer. Models, Inc. was supposed to be the next crown jewel in Aaron Spelling's empire. But the reality? Well, it was a harsh contrast. Cancellation after just one season, a victim of poor ratings that this spin-off just could never quite overcome. And really, when you look at why it failed, it all came down to the numbers. The show was canceled after just one single season, which was only 29 episodes. And the reason for that was simple. It finished a really distant 113th in the overall Nielsen ratings. And back in the cutthroat world of 90s network television, a number like that was a death sentence. But that doesn't mean it went completely unnoticed. Even in its short run, critics found some real bright spots.
Entertainment Weekly actually singled out actress Kylie Travis, who played that cynical supermodel Julie Dante, calling her the show's major casting coup.
In the end, it all leaves us with this pretty fascinating question. What really defines a show's legacy? Is it the ratings, or is it the memory it leaves behind? While it was short-lived, Models Inc. is still this perfect little time capsule of 90s primetime ambition and high-gloss drama. It's a great case study in how even the most promising spin-offs can struggle to capture lightning in a bottle a second time. Hey, thanks for joining us. If you remember Models Inc. or you have another favorite 90s soap, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.